Hey everyone, this is John from Chaotic Commander, and this is Havoc TCT prototype. So I'm going to be doing an unboxing today. I have played this game before with its creator, Zach. Really awesome dude. Really fun game to play. I had a great time learning how to play it with him. So basically, if you're familiar with Commander, there's like a resource system. There's like you have basically a card that is your proxy on the board, and you could bring in a mech and you could do powerful things, and it's like you're moving cards around the board. It's a really fun game. It's not super hard to learn, but it is, you can tell there's a lot of ways it could get more deep. So I have opened this because I could tell the post office opened the box, so it was a mess. I have kind of organized it a little bit, so I have seen what's in the box, but I'm going to be showing you guys what's in here. So this is the prototype, but I'm going to go over some of the things that that I've seen, that I've kind of have a little bit of experience with, because it has been a few months since I've played. Been very busy. But so these cards here, these are your combatants. They're like creatures. You can play these. So every turn you get an additional resource. Kind of like Hearthstone, if you're familiar with that. Like you start turn 1, you have 1, turn 2, you have 2, so on. And there are ways to discount things to get things out a little ahead of curve. But it's a resource management game as well. So these are combatants. There's different types. You can see this is biotic. It's got different races of creatures as well. Those are like the normal ones, and there's crystal combatants. So there's a lot of different combatants. All these arts, they're freaking awesome. They're very sci-fi. If that's kind of your thing, it's pretty cool. So I believe this is every card in the set. I want to say, but I'm not sure. They are coming. I know they are coming out with expansions. Hopefully you can see those soon. But we've got normal, we've got crystal, we've got tidal. I think what's the other one? Stellar. It's another type. Fossil. So it kind of reminds me of like Necron-esque stuff. So that's pretty cool. Warhammer reference. So this kind of like robot angels. Some vampire-esque things here. A lot of it kind of does remind me of like Destiny art, and I love the art and the design of enemies in Destiny, and I kind of so this is like some kind of behemoth type thing title. But yeah, so the creatures are split into different kind of like your color pies. Some of them do have different effects that you can do. I believe they do kind of have like a version of summoning sickness on the turn you play them. I'm not sure all about the names of the mechanics. I'm sorry, Zach, if you're watching this. It's been a minute, but these are really cool. So there's plenty of duplicates in this set. I know this is coming to Kickstarter. I believe it is already out on Kickstarter, so definitely check that out. I will have a link to that in the description of the video. Definitely check it out. Like I said, the game is fun, and it comes with a game board, which I will be getting as soon as we get into the looking through the cards. So like I said, they were kind of sorted together, some of them had been pulled out and went through, and it was just a mess. So this is some of the combatants that had fallen out, that had been removed, and these are like texts. These are like spells that you can play, and these are toxins. They're like auras that you give to your enemy. Your enemy things, the enemy opponent, like opponents, creatures, combatants. So these are a bunch of different techs. You've got permatech, homeworld. So this is like kind of like it boosts all combatants of a certain species. That's pretty cool, or it does some other benefit. This one gives plus 100 attack to all your Zeta Simians. So here we'll go through some of these real quick. There's a lot of cards here. a lot of different cards, and it's like there's a lot here. I know I'm kind of repeating myself, but there is it's a lot to get into, especially in like an unboxing like this, because there's just, it's kind of intimidating how much there's, how many different like things you could do with this set of cards here. So these are a bunch of the techs that have fallen out. They're split into different types, kind of like the combatants, and I'll get more into that when we get to the reactors. But yeah, so tidal techs, crystal, fossil, stellar, tidal, and geothermal. So let's just get into this. So these are some of the ones that have fallen out. Got stellar, microbial, fossil, geothermal. Oh, that's a combatant. Oops. Crystal and tidal. I think I said tidal already. Either way, so I think that is at least one of all of the reactors. I'll go ahead and pull these out. We've got artifacts here, like gives 200 attack for all your crystal, Viromata in the same territory as your lake. So these are just like buffs. So that's pretty cool. And another big thing about this game is mechs. So you have a pilot and you have a mech, and you have equipment that gives your mech like additional attack options. So we've got like multi-cannons, flamethrowers, shields, and I believe there's like power fist or like a claw type thing that I remember from my game that I played. But there's, you know, a bunch more here. We can maybe get into that. But I feel like we went over all the card types except for pilots and tech. But here's some legendary cards. These are like legendary combatants. I believe there's only like 3 out right now. I've got to look through and find them. But let's get into the game box. Now this is massive. All right, so let's get this out of the way. So this is a big game board here, but it's really cool. So here's part of it. So oof. Okay. All right. This is okay. Here, we'll break it down into pieces here. Okay. So right here, okay, we've got equipment slot, a status slot. This is where your pilot starts out. Now your pilot can move across the board, and when you have your mech, it gives your pilot a little bit extra attack and defense, kind of health wise. And this is where your deck goes, and this is your scrapyard. This is where the permatech goes, off on the end here. It's really hard to see, it's so big. All right, but basically it's kind of like a small chessboard. Like you can travel all the way across the board to your enemy player's base. Now let's see. It's really hard to do. I'm sorry. I'm just okay. So kind of like the no man's land in the middle is called the Nyx, right? So, and as you can see here, this is kind of where you can count up your resources on turn 8. So there's a thing with the reactors. If you get all the reactors out and you played the majority of the reactors, I believe, you can get your mech out as soon as you have enough resources to play it. But the other player would have to wait until their 8th turn, essentially, right? So that's the thing. The reactors, the turn they come in, they reduce the cost of the same type of like tech or combatant by 1. So, and you can, I believe you can only play 1 reactor a turn. So you play your stellar reactor, your stellar combatant that costs 3 normally now costs 2. Stuff like that. So yeah, there's some really cool stuff resource management wise. I believe this is just like, yeah, damage tokens, like status tokens, buff tokens, like stuff like that. This is a really cool include. A dice here, a die here. I feel like there's something important about the, I can't quite remember. Like I said, it's been a minute since I played, but it was a lot of fun. So let me, I know that was kind of a mess getting the board out, but it is massive. You do need a decent area to play. I know they are working on a mobile client, so that will be really cool and like a good thing to keep an eye out on if it's something that is interesting to you. Let's crack into some of these. So here's a bunch of fossil techs and combatants and artifacts. Okay, Arachnid Nightmare. I feel like fossil is looking like something I'd be interested in. I don't know why, but in Magic I've kind of been leaning more towards Golgari builds for some reason, and this kind of gives the same vibes, like swampy, dark, but still like very green, like something organic, like darkly organic about it. So that's pretty cool. A bunch of fossil cards there. Look here. These are toxins. Yeah, so they target enemy combatants. Yeah, so here's some of this. I guess you could target your own. Berserk. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, it could be used to hamper your enemies or kind of, you know, give you some buffs. Yeah, so this one adds movement. So that's a good thing. So combatants, there's a little foot here, so that's their movement. So every turn they can move that many spaces, and this is their range. That means they can attack that many spaces. So this one has two range, 1 movement. Okay, there's something to keep in mind. But yeah, so here's a bunch of toxins that seem really cool. Stellar. These cards are gorgeous. I love the purples and like that landscape. This is sick. Some more combatants, tech, explosions. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Doom Crawler, Dying Star, Devil of the Oasis, Meteorite, Magnetar Storm. Ooh, cool. Meteor. I chuckle at Meteorite because on Arena I've been playing a Roxanne deck that turbos out dragons or tries to, and you can create a bunch of little meteorites. It's just ignore me. Okay, so this is a bunch of text that's fallen out, I suppose. All right, so here's a microbial. And it's like you're not limited to a certain type of like card. Just because you want to play microbials doesn't mean you're restricted to just microbials. You can mix and match. Because like you don't need to have a microbial reactor out to play these combatants or techs. It's just oh, okay. Regrowth, it's like healing, damage, because damage does stay on creatures, I believe. It's been such a long time. I really do need to get another game in. Okay, here we go. Here's a legendary. Oh, here are some legends. So these are legendary techs. Oh, here we go. There are more than 3. Okay. Oh, there's quite a few. I do remember this one from the game I played, and the Simian one. Okay. These are really cool. So a wide variety of legends. I believe this is just a bunch of reactors, but I'm going to open it anyways. Yep, just a bunch of reactors. We kind of went over all the types of reactors already, but you know. Okay, more text. Juggernaut. Here we go. Finally, we get to the mechs. So these are like super important. So here's your first pilot. He's a combatant, so he has a lot more health than most normal combatants, but it's got lower attack. But yeah, it like doubles the health, you know, way more powerful. I think this one, shoot, there's some, there you go, stretch. Here's another pilot. Here, I'll just separate these into pilots. So we got 4 different mechs. Like this one's really good at moving, lower range, slightly different, just a decent attack. This one trades range or movement for, you know, much higher health pool. Some of these are like more well-rounded. 3, what does that mean? What does the 3 mean? I want to say how many equipment it could have. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. Speaking of mech equipment, here we go. Got a bunch here. All sorts of different. Here we go. Claws, clamps, rail guns, punch drops, cannons, jetpacks. So like they can boost damage. So this one has like infinite ammo. The range is 1, but it does 600. Let's see. This just boosts movement, you know. So there's a bunch, like this one has 3 shots, 1 range, and 300. So it can attack twice. But it, you know, lots of cool things here. This is a very fun game. I'm looking forward for this to like come out proper, because this is pretty exciting. It was pretty exciting to be, you know, close to the creator and talking to the creator and kind of keeping in the loop of what's going on with the game. I've been asking about when this is coming to Kickstarter, like every chance I got to talk to Zach. So really excited that it's finally getting announced. We're finally getting it out there. Yeah. Oh, here's some more geothermal combatants, more text here. Like I said, it's really cool. I'm really bummed that it kind of all fell out in the box. I really would have liked to have that genuine first time unboxing experience with you guys. Unfortunately, that wasn't how it happened. But I know this looks like a mess, but this is really cool. I am going to probably start working on deck builds. I know I have received a list, so if there is going to be a follow-up video, I will probably throw the deck list that he sent me together, kind of go over a little bit. I'll also pull up the rules so I can refresh myself before I get any further into that. But that's gonna be it for today's video. I'm really excited this game's coming out and hitting Kickstarter. Links down below. Hope you guys have a good day. Kind of a surprise video, but you know, it is what it is. Thank you. Peace.